everybody, this is a 5-minute light language using these 3 cards from the Diana Cooper Magic of Unicorns deck. These have been laid out, receiving codes, percolating as usual for about a week. They're representative of the current energies, and I love how they have completely just carried on from the last reading. It's all about moving towards abundance, activating your higher purpose, accessing your gifts, and then moving towards abundance and being receptive to it. And there's been, a lot of clearing out of the old junk over this time period since the last reading. Must apologise for my absence over the last few weeks. I've been moving house. It's been a long-awaited move. It feels like an incredible challenge that I've overcome to get into this new house, and it's been very overwhelming. House moves are very overwhelming. One of the hardest things and most stressful things you do. And I've also been working out where is the best place to do my channelings and my energy work. There are several places I can use, which feels good, but I'm still setting up the energy. I'm still placing my healing paintings that contain energy codes that I created in specific places around the house. And as an energy worker, it's really important to have my space clear to create the art and to do the channeling, and to have the energy really balanced and supportive of my multi-dimensional levels of myself. And that is difficult when there's boxes everywhere and you can't put things in cupboards and can't walk in a straight line. So yeah, it's taken a while for this, but I am now working from a beautiful conservatory overlooking the garden. So additional to this 5-minute transmission we're about to do on these cards, also I'm an affiliate for Intuit, who produce tarot cards and oracle cards, and I'm going to include those in this reading. They have some really great deals on at the moment. The links will be below if you would like to be involved in the production of these Intuit Tarot. What I love about them is that they've got the upright position and the reverse position. So even if you don't know very much about tarot, or you're just learning, you don't need to refer to a book. You can still do an immediate reading. They're very modern, relatable images, and everything you need is there already to make a story from them. I really love these cards, and the best bit that is because they're not produced through a mass publication company. They're using Kickstarter, which is for creative people who create things without having all of the resources up front. So it enables beautiful, inspired projects to be created without having to go through publishing execs and things like that. So it also means that you get a unique set of cards that are not readily available. They're not mass produced. So if you would like to support this project, the links are down below. You can find out more, and I will talk a little bit about them in other transmissions. So basically, and I think this card is perfect for the explanation because it's all about doing it together, collaboration, teamwork. So you're part of enabling these cards to be produced, and you get a lot of extras if you support in the early stages. So I have selected a few cards from this deck, which I'll talk about after we've done the light language transmission. and these are going into more detail about what the current energies are here with the higher heart soul mission activation, accessing the gifts and the abundance. So stay tuned to the end, or I'll put the timestamp downstairs, and we'll go through the more detailed description here. Ishakata katakata koto toto tita katakabato ko akatati tata tatita katoto to kotata tita katata ko tatati to koto atatati takatoko toto tita takapoto tita kapoto ko akatati tata tata katoko toto tita takaha takaha ko ho ha 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 to ho ha ha ta ha to ho ha ha ta kataka katata to ko to atatatati tatatati takatata takatoko atatati tatakatata toko akatatati tatakato atatati tatatati takatati toko katata kakakakatoko atataka kakatati tataka hatka hata hatata katahatuko hutko huto ho ha ha ta hata hata ha ha takahatuko ho hataka ha hataka ha hataka ha hataka 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 ha ho hati ti 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 hati ti 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 ta 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 hatati ta ta ti ta 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 ko hatatata ti ta 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 ko hatatati ta 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 to ko hatatata ti ta 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 to hatatati ta 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 ha ha to ko hatatata ta ka ko hakatata ta 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 ti to ko hakitaka ka potoko ko hakatobo atatakati takataka ko topotoko atatati takata takapotoko potoko hatabotoko potata tatati bakataka potoko tatatati ta. So I really felt some activating of the cochlear parts of the ear, the hearing. I've come to understand through Celia Fenn that this is the navigational equipment connecting us to the star guides who direct the overarching long-term direction of the ascension process for the earth. So it's about aligning to that, tuning into that, and hearing the messages from that guidance of the overall collective path and our individual part within that. And that being activated through the higher heart, which sits just near your thymus gland, between your heart and your throat chakras. And it is where we call that the soul seat. It's where you hold your desire to follow that soul calling. From there it comes down into the lower Tantien at the navel, which is also called the Hara point, and that is where it encodes into this dimensional reality. In other words, where we start to see the manifestation of it, where it becomes real, where action also comes through, but also on an energetic level, the power comes through into physical reality, the creative power that creates the energetic encodements. Ishakataka katoko toto kitaka toko tatita patakata itakataka so this one is reaching for and accessing the gifts that are already encoded in your soul, that are your tools for this higher purpose that you birthed into this time and reality in order to bring through. And I can feel that anchoring through the spine, at the mid-spine, kind of just behind the diaphragm. Like bringing it into the lower half of your body, and the lower half from there down is the more earthly realms. Like the grounding of it into physical reality. So we're clearing now all of the belief systems that are often unconscious, that cause you to resist the abundance that's available to you. And when you are living your soul purpose, the abundance and resources that are required for you to do that, they're available if you can let them in, if you can receive them. And that doesn't mean there won't be challenges. In fact, there often are challenges. There are huge challenges, because those challenges teach us and evolve us and grow us, like turning iron into gold. And we're not just here to serve, we're also here to learn and grow and evolve the things that we as souls want to learn and experience and grow. And we're invited to allow in the joyful, nourishing, resourceful, exciting adventures as part of that growth and evolution, and also to demonstrate that we can manifest that regardless of what's going on in the rest of the world. Okay, just felt the crown open there, golden energy rush down the spine, getting a bit stuck at the neck. Now the neck is where we would nod our head or shake our head and say yes or no. So just encouraging you to say yes. Okay, right, feeling that now go down through the digestive system, down the spine, anchoring into the earth. Beautiful. Okay, they're saying to pay attention to that emerald just on the third eye of the unicorn. Be guided by your heart and allow the healing to occur. Really seeing all that green, healing, hard energy, especially healing the throat. Wherever you've suppressed the things you needed to say, possibly due to persecution in other lifetimes. In this lifetime, it's much safer to express. We've come a long way since then. Everyone has ascended, the earth has ascended. All our gifts are coming in collectively. Our multidimensional aspects are being more perceived by more of the population. Okay, that's grounding now. That's helping at the digestive level, the solar plexus level, the heart, down to the feet. Yeah, it's really pouring in now. Down into Mother Earth. Shoulders relaxing, posture straightening. Hands opening. Arms opening, hands opening. In a receptive stance. Ishata koto. Atititi. Receive the cups. Receive the energy. Be the channel. Now showing me the activation at the thymus area there, which is this one. Also saying this is in preparation for the Lion's Gate, which is 8th of August, but it's from the 26th of July onwards for really about 4 weeks. Okay, so that is an activation. Make sure you take time to receive it. I'm seeing warm baths in bath salts. Ishataka to. Drink a lot of water. Listen to your body in terms of what you eat, what you drink, your schedule, when you rest, when you're active, when you're creative. Okay. So stick around if you're interested in the breakdown further through the Intuit tarot cards, which are now available. This is a test set for affiliates. The actual set may be slightly tweaked. Hi everybody, so this is a breakdown of the today's reading. I've been getting to know these beautiful cards a little bit. It's a bit hard to do a walkthrough of them with one hand holding the phone. I'm sorry about my nail polish, but yeah, you can get a little bit of an idea here. I really love how it's time for non-action in the positive and lack of action in the negative. I think there's often a lot of confusion of reverse meanings, and I really love these cards for that reason, that they really show it really helps you to make a good interpretation of what they're really trying to say. If you're certain you've got them in the correct upright or reverse position. And also the swords and wands, a lot of those can be negative or be interpreted negatively. So I love how, you know, you can see a sword and it's not necessarily a negative, if you know what I mean. Obviously there are positive swords as well. I'm just kind of saying it's great for people just learning. It's also great for people that are very familiar with using tarot. It also feels like it makes them more able to be used in the way an oracle card would be used. So I stopped the video at that point because I could see out the window that my cat, being the fantastic hunter that he is, brought me home a meal, which was this little baby vole, gorgeous little thing. I've just cleaned the cat saliva off him and just checked him over, and he's fine. But I thought that it was significant to the card that we were looking at, which I can't remember which one it was. I think it was the 5 of coins. Out of the woods. So basically what I can say about these little voles is they're like field mice. So they live in your garden. They're harmless. They don't come into the house for food or anything. There's plenty of food outside. They have these tiny little tails. This is a baby one. But he's not so young that he can't be away from his mum. He's ready to go out finding food. They live on like seeds and nuts. And you don't really want to pick them up in case they bite you. Oh. But you don't really want to be bitten. I'm just trying to show you that you can't really see their eyes. And that's because it's not because he's too young. It's because they burrow underground, so they don't need vision. So if you can see, like really tiny eyes, not like a mouse. They burrow. I'm going to set him free soon. I just wanted to show you. So the message is about not seeing very well, being underground. So therefore, I guess he's out of the woods. He's out of his usual stomping ground, the environment that he knows, similar to myself as I've just moved. He can't really look ahead because he doesn't have the tools to look ahead. I'm not going to be able to find where to put him back, even though I've rescued him. So he's going to have to change. He's going to have to rebuild. And he's going to have to accept. He's also going to have to recover from that trauma of being plucked out of his burrow with all of his tribe. So this is certainly a turning point for him. So you can see this 5 of coins now in its reverse. In terms of being taken out of your underground, comfortable environment, you know, well before you feel ready. Like he's very young, this one. He'll be all right on his own, but in a way it's a little bit premature. So he's having to find his way, be independent on his own, unexpectedly and prematurely. And that feels very significant of why we're getting these 5 of coins. If it was in the upright position, oh, yeah, it would be left out in the cold. Rejection, turmoil, alienated, harsh conditions, financial ruin, loss, change and breakup. So that would be like pushed out by circumstances. This is like pulled out in a positive way. It's positive change. So that's quite a good idea of how the cards work. I just wanted to give you a bit of a walk through them. Just a bit of an idea of what they look like. 2 of Cups. In reverse, it's unhealthy attachment, rescuing, caretaking, enabling, clinging, seeking approval, codependency. And in the upright position, it's a loving exchange, companionship, mutual feelings, new partner, agreement, in sync. So yeah, I think you can get just a really good idea of some of the positive cards, what they mean in the reverse, some of the more negative cards and what they mean in the reverse. I think this is a fantastic deck. Queen of Coins in the positive, consummate, hostess, impeccable taste, business savvy, prosperous, organised, grounded, nurturing, detailed, caring, classy. In the reverse, tending to yourself, perfectionist, manipulative, ambitious, exacting, possessive, work, home, balance, imbalance, self-focused, shallow, jealousy. So, you know, it's the shadow, obviously the shadow side. Lovely images. So that's a bit of an idea of the cards. I've just kept this one on the top because I feel that this is where we're going. We're moving towards, as we're ascending, we're moving towards unity. We're moving towards cooperation as we're all standing in our own power and sovereignty, but connected to a higher collective purpose. those codes come down through our higher heart and inform us of and give us the desire to use our tools and resources in a way that naturally matches what is required in the collective to be able to have an abundant, loving life in a unspoken, perhaps even unconscious synchrony. It already happens, but this is, more of a collective unity on the ground, not just at the higher levels. So, also this one feels important: time for non-action, isolation, going within, silence, rest, take a break, healing, recalibrate, retreat. I certainly feel like I need to do that after all the energies that we've been trying to integrate, and for me, after a massive change in my home life and my work life. So the cards I pulled to give us more detail about the current energies in this current overarching process, first was these three, and these were all upright. So we've got the 9 of Wands, a test of faith, courage, boundaries, grit, determination, faith, endurance, holding the line, persistence, maintain. So it's very much about carrying on regardless of the difficulties and challenges that you're facing, just keeping at it, staying strong, having clear boundaries, just gathering all your courage and determination and endurance and faith, and just carry on. And at the base of that is the 5 of Cups. So this one is grief and sadness, loss, mourning, emotional baggage and resistance to change. So this is where you're coming from. You're coming from a place of experiencing grief, sadness, loss, a lot of emotional stuff coming up, and still trying to hold on to those attachments, resisting the change, resisting the letting go of relationships, old situations, old belief systems that are required to make space or to allow you to move forward. While you're holding on to those, they're holding you back, they're pulling you back into the old life, the old timeline. And when you can release that, that enables you to move forward with determination and faith. So it's a real balance between letting go of that old and moving forward with faith, letting go of the resistance, and being strong and continuing to move forward against all adversity. So the next stage is the 6 of Wands. I feel this is more where we've come from. This is where we currently are, and this is where we're moving towards. But as it's a continuous process, we're still going through a little bit of the past energies, and we're already feeling a bit of the future energies. So 6 of Wands, after all that endurance and letting go, we've come to the 6 of Wands, which is victory, congratulations, recognition, success, pride of achievement, confidence boost, milestone. So congratulations, you got through it, you managed to get through it, you successfully released what was no longer serving, embraced what was on its way in when you were aligned to it and it felt right, rather than being defeated when it wasn't easy to attain. And at the base of that is the 4 of Coins. So again, this is a holding on card, material attachment. So it's holding on to material things, accumulating things for fear of scarcity, hoarding, conserving, sticking to old habits. So there's still an element of that there. You've released it more on the emotional level, but there's still some fear-based holding on to things in the material world and old routines. However, what that leads to when you release that is this victory. Is this victory in moving forward, graduating, moving to the next level. So what's coming up from that is emotional mastery, having, basically turned iron into gold. You've been forged into gold emotionally, and emotionally balanced, heart-centered, kind-hearted, understanding, highly intuitive, self-aware, diplomatic, artistic, psychic, and feeling. So you're much more able to feel those subtle alignments, hear that GPS coming in through that cochlea from the guides and angels, and down into that desire, and you're more able to hear that desire because you're not scared of losing, you're not scared of change, you have enough faith in yourself, your ability, your gifts, and your guides, and the overall plan and your alignment to it, to be courageous moving into the new emotional situations. Especially it's emotional mastery. You've mastered it by balancing these up, and at the base of that is immaturity, immature, reckless, show off, daredevil, volatile, arrogant, hasty, holding a grudge, hyper, predictable, and jealous. So this is like the opposite of emotional mastery. So there's still there's a process of shifting those things out. And this works two ways: as you consciously work on those issues within yourself, or you may see it in others as the universe showing you that you have issues with that, and as a reflection of something in yourself that may be suppressed, you can then work on it on yourself. Like someone is showing off and it annoys you, work on any part of yourself that's a show off, even unconsciously. Forgive yourself for that, and enable it to heal, and then you will not find that reflecting so much in your outer world and affecting you. And so yeah, there's that process that the world reflects back to you, what you need to heal, to enable you to move into this emotional mastery. But there's also the other side of it, which is as that mission comes in for emotional mastery from your soul, and the light comes down and the healing comes down, the codes come down into embodiment, as the next thing you're learning, this is the stuff that will come up. It'll come up within yourself, it'll come up in past lives, it'll come up in those around you, for you to be conscious of it. And as you're conscious of it, you can work with it. It's shining the light on it. And that ultimately then brings this mastery into physical reality fully, without all the little crumbs and shadows of these emotional volatility or emotional immaturity. Okay, so that's the transmission. As I mentioned, if you would like to support the rollout and the manufacture of these through Kickstarter, and like to be one of the first people to purchase this pre-production, there are a lot of extra treats and things that come with being at the forefront of that, and the details are below. Blessings, everybody. Also, if you're interested in these boxes, as you can see, the cards fit nicely in there. I do have some that I've painted up with light code energy in them from the creative process, and I've spoken light language into them. I'll show you some images of those, or I can make them up specific to your requirements, or I can intuitively make them up. Quite lovely wooden box, and then I just paint them up